let me bring you in closer for this, because I'm talking about my face right now. You see that? Big old scar. Actually, doesn't look so bad when I do that, but when I just rest my face, it looks pretty evil. I thought I would tell you the story of how I got said scar. I'm looking in the viewfinder, because I don't find myself often paying any attention to it. I've gotten quite used to it, to be fair. It kind of happened at a good point in my life also, because so I got this in the summer between graduating and starting my job. So going into my job, obviously a lot of people there didn't know me, so it wasn't really a new thing for them to see me with this, because they'd never spent an extended period of time looking at my face anyway. But here's how it happened. So, like I said, it was the summer between graduating and starting my job. I was at home in Gloucester, just, chilling. Not really a whole lot going on. I remember I had been to visit a friend, and me and my mum were on the bus on the way back home, and I could feel a cold coming on. Like, when everything is just starting to get slightly uncomfortable. Like, you can feel your sinuses are starting to go a bit. Back of your throat is starting to tickle a little bit. You get the body aches. All those wonderful, delicious things, they were starting to happen. And so I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Anyways, this cold develops and becomes just a bit insidious. I low-key feel like it could have been COVID, but I don't know. I never did a COVID test, so I guess we'll never know. But yeah, this illness got worse. I was basically just in bed. Maybe the next day, I think it was already quite bad. So I wasn't really getting up and about a whole lot. And at one point during my bed rotting, I need to go to the bathroom. So I wearily peel myself off of the sheets and sort of hobble along to the bathroom. Luckily, my bedroom at home is literally next to the bathroom, so it wasn't like I had to take a grievous long journey to get there. So as I go, I do my biz, as I'm washing my hands, I can feel I'm kind of dizzy. I'm gripping the sink, whoa, head is spinning. Anyways, I hobble back to my room, just thinking, need to get in bed. But I don't quite make it. As I get into my room, I can feel my vision is starting to go, and my head is getting really woozy. Oh fuck, what is about to happen? The room sort of goes white, and I'm gonna pass out. And so effectively I'm just spinning, and I slam forward. Now, what happens when I slam forward? Well, you see, I didn't quite just make the floor or make the bed. I made the bed frame. So I have a metal bed frame, and effectively what I did was just slam my head right there on the bed frame with full force, fully pass out and bang. So really, in hindsight, it's a miracle that I didn't break my nose or give myself some kind of fucking brain injury. I don't know, it could have been a lot worse, but that's how I got this. And I remember just sort of ending up on the floor, feeling this immense pain and just sort of yelling ah! And obviously my mum was downstairs. I have a particularly noisy floor, you can literally hear every step. So my mum just hears this giant thud from upstairs and me going, ah! So she runs up, and I assume, honestly, I can't really remember a lot of it, but I'm bleeding. So then she decides that we need to go to the hospital because my fucking face is bleeding out and it's too much to just stick a plaster on. So we get a lift to the hospital, and I was sat in A&E for, it wasn't too long in the end. I believe maybe 2 or 3 hours. It could have been a lot worse, but obviously I was still ill at this point. So I'd kind of gotten over the shock of it, but then I was sat in an A&E waiting room, really ill, really uncomfortable, just wanting to be in bed, kind of comfy, and instead I'm sat on a plastic chair, my back is hurting, I'm both hot and cold at the same time, so that was not so fun. But I didn't have to get stitches, luckily. They managed to just literally glue it back together. It was a bit grotty for a few days afterwards, but then it sort of figured itself out. That's how that happened. I think that's it. Okay. It's no, there's nothing more to that story. I just fucking smashed my face on my bed frame. Anyways, alright. Happy Vida. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye.